You know the cars I'm talking about. The ones we see in movies, the ones that break records at auctions, the ones we dream about. But what is it? What's the secret sauce that takes a car from being just a machine to being a true cultural icon? Okay, let's just start with this number, $4.5 million. Just let that sink in for a second. That is an absolutely insane amount of money for any car, let alone one that's basically been parked since 1965. And here's the kicker. That's the offer Clint Eastwood just turned down for his old Shelby Cobra. A car he paid, $7,500 for back in the day? So yeah, its value is clearly way, way more than just the sum of its parts. So that really gets you thinking, right? What is that special ingredient? What turns a hunk of metal and glass into a priceless legend?
All right, so the obvious answer is, well, it's got to be fast and it's got to look cool, right? But is that really all there is to it? Let's dig a little deeper.
And look, don't get me wrong, a jaw-dropping design and a monster engine are an awesome place to start. For sure, that's often the foundation, but it's just not the whole picture. Okay, just look at these two. On the left, you've got this absolute stunner, the Cunningham C3. Gorgeous, super rare, literally built to go win at Le Mans. It's automotive art. And then you've got the 1958 Edsel, a legendary flop. People made fun of that grille for years. And yet, today, they're both considered icons. So clearly, being pretty isn't the only way to the top. In fact, sometimes the weird ones, the total oddballs, are the ones we end up loving the most. I mean, look at the BMW Isetta, the bubble car. The door is the entire front of the car. It's strange, it's quirky, and it is absolutely a legend. So, if it's not just about being fast, and it's not just about looking good, what is it? What's that secret ingredient we're looking for? It all comes down to one thing: story. Seriously, every single legendary car is powered by a great story. It's the history, the drama, the human connection to the machine that gives it that real, lasting value. And you know, who tells stories better than Hollywood? The silver screen has this crazy power to take a car and turn it into an immortal star. And this is the incredible part, right? These cars weren't just background props. The Mustang from Bullitt, it was basically Steve McQueen's co-star. They found it in a barn decades later with the camera mounts still welded on. The Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit, they actually flew that thing over a real broken-down bridge. And the Dodge Challenger from Vanishing Point, well, it became this roaring symbol of rebellion. Okay, and check this out. This is my favorite little detail about the Bullitt Mustang. It was so ridiculously fast that the film crew actually had to tune the engine down because the camera cars couldn't keep up with it. That's not just a cool fact, that's literally the birth of a legend right there. But it's not all Hollywood glamour. Sometimes the most powerful stories are the hidden ones, the ones you have to dig for. Secrets literally locked away in the steel. This is where we get into the whole romance of the barn find. I mean, you know the dream, right? The idea that some incredible piece of history is just sitting there, waiting for you to pull back a dusty tarp and find it. And the stories these cars tell, oh man, they are wild. Just imagine this, finding a Hudson Hornet with old moonshine jars still hidden inside, or a Mercedes 300 SL that has Clark Gable's canceled deposit check in the glove box. How about a Ferrari race car with Enzo Ferrari's own handwritten notes chalked on the engine bay? Or a GT40 prototype that was supposed to be crushed, but a rogue engineer hid it for 30 years? And a Chrysler Turbine car, one of only 9 that the company didn't destroy? You see what I mean? At that point, they're not just cars anymore. They're time capsules. They're real, physical artifacts of our history, of human ambition, even our secrets. So when you boil it all down, that's what it's all about, isn't it? The human connection. A car becomes a legend when we can see a piece of ourselves, our rebellious side, our love of glamour, our ingenuity, reflected in its story. And that brings us right back where we started, with Clint Eastwood and his Cobra. He could have been $4.5 million richer, but he gets it. Like he says, some things are worth more than just money. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. A car becomes a legend the moment it becomes more than just a machine. The moment it's no longer just an assembly of parts.
It becomes something more. It's like a rolling sculpture. A sculpture made of history, of ambition, of memory. It carries all those stories with it, you know?
And it kind of makes you look around, doesn't it? Makes you wonder, what incredible stories are hiding in plain sight, in the everyday things we see all the time?